David, the father to groom, and here is Brooks's mother. And I want to take this time to thank everyone for being Shannon. I was testing her. Your presence here means so much to all of us, especially to Shannon and myself. I also wanted to thank Alexa's parents, Valita and Jean, for raising such a wonderful daughter.
Now we're going to have karaoke night. So we're going to start. Brooks, you're going to come up and sing. I too want to thank you all for being here today to share in the love of Brooks and Alexa. From a very early age, Brooks showed a love for sports, which his dad will touch on in a minute, and animals. Anyone who knows us knows we've always had at least one, sometimes two, and now three with our grand dog, Bubba, golden retrievers. At this time, I want to point to Brooks because it kind of shows his character, the way he loves animals. Look at him. He's going, oh God. Oh God, here she goes. When his dad and I first went to pick him up after his first term at Camp Longhorn, he immediately took us over to the petting zoo and begged us to take the camp bunny home, which of course we did. Then in lower school, somehow we took the St. Mark's bunny home to raise as well. Brooks has rescued kittens under our house from the shelter, and this kindness and love of animals points to the guy he is. As they say, part of our soul remains unawakened until we've loved an animal. I witnessed this with Brooks, and the other part of his soul came to life when he met Alexa. Alexa, I've only known you for 5 years, but I've prayed for you my entire life. I knew you were the answer to my prayer the day I met you. You take risks and you have faith in the future. If you weren't becoming my daughter-in-law, I would pick you to be a friend. As a mother, all I've ever wanted for Brooks was for him to be happy. Seeing how his world revolves around you and so in love and certain that you are his person is the greatest gift I could ask for my son.
I'd like to tell a few stories with Brooks, and there's going to be a common theme with Brooks and I growing up. And it started basically around, I guess, when he was 3 years old, when he wanted to go to a baseball game, and that would be a Ranger game. And went to the game, and it's the fifth inning, fourth inning. He's 3 years old, and people are leaving with their kids. They're asleep. They're all going home. The ninth inning, we're still there. He's still wide awake, watching the game. We're losing 8-0, but he's not going anywhere. And we're staying there, and what happens? I come home at 10:30 with a 3-year-old. She's not very happy. And that's only one of, I would say, 10 times of sports when he was 3 and 4 years old. It continued through a life of sports together, of me coaching him, playing with him, and enjoying just sports nonstop, which is his life. And he went from 3 years old of enjoying every bit of sports and now working in sports, which has been his dream. And I'm so happy his dream, because his other dream that came through was Alexa. And with that, I met her 5 years ago and never thought that I'd sit here and go, Shannon, what's Brooks doing? Because he hadn't called me lately to come down to a football game or a basketball game or any game. And he goes, oh, he's at the baseball game. I go, what game? He goes, the Longhorn baseball game. With who? Sure enough, I get a picture. Alexa's there at the baseball game, one of the first games. It's cold outside, and they're watching the game. And I said, you know what? It's a dream come true, because he's found the person to live the rest of his life. And then the next thing I know, for the next 6 months, it's football, it's basketball, it's baseball, and I'm going, this is great. Except I didn't get to go anymore. So I am so happy for you all. The match made in heaven, but I'd like to do that after having Brooks has been the greatest blessing in our lives. Over the years, he has grown to become his own authentic person. While his mother and I have tried to teach him many things, he has taught us a few important things as well. Brooks is a generous, caring, and willing to go to the great lengths to help any other out there. We know that our son will make an incredible husband, and God willing, a spectacular father one day. Let us all raise our glasses to Brooks and Alexa. May you continue to love, grow, and laugh. What? We didn't bring it back. Let's eat.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know we were starting this now. As maid of honor, I just want to apologize for how many speeches you're going to hear tonight. It's either because the couple is really well loved or because they have a bridal party that just likes to hear themselves talk. We'll let you decide. Some of you might not know that Alexa has a sister, but hi, it's me. I've been obsessed with her since she was born. She wouldn't agree with that statement, but she was like my perfect little doll. So I was probably pretty overbearing, but the really confident, lovely person you know now was a shy wallflower when she was a child. I had to do all of her speaking for her, or maybe I just thought so, I don't know. I won't bore you with stories of our childhood, but I do want to tell you one story, which is how she met Brooks. I got to give you some background for that, though. So I moved to London 10, 11 years ago, and I traveled for work back to the States quite a little bit, so we got to do some sister trips. We would meet up in Austin or whatever. We met up in Seattle one time. And when I finished my meetings, we kind of just had fun around town, but then we bonded over our dislike of Bumble. It was like this horrible person who started it. It was a horrible app. Who would ever use it? Well, 6 months later, Hannah and Alexa, Hannah is her best friend. That was the sister she chose. You'll meet her next. They were coming to Europe for a trip, so they needed to save some money. So they were like, we're gonna go on Bumble. We're gonna go on some dates so that we don't have to spend any money. And we'll meet some guys. It'll be great. I think Alexa chickened out, but Hannah talked her into going to one date. And who was there but Brooks? And we are so thankful for that, because if you know Alexa, she's a lovely person, but she's a little fiery. You don't want to get on her bad side. And Brooks just makes her better in every way. He's like the calm to her storm. He is gives her a look and is like, and she'll be nice. But anyway, I love them. I love him. I always wanted a brother. I think we both wanted a brother, and I got a great one. Thank you, Shannon and David. And my boys love him. They can't wait to get an uncle. Of course, they already love their aunt as well. They're just the best couple. So happy to be here. Nice to meet all of you, and cheers to the bride and groom.
My name's Tucker Rice. I've known Brooks literally since I was born. I have never written anything down before on anybody's speech that I've given, but this is my best friend, and I felt like it was warranted. So just bear with me. It might be a little bit long, but I have a lot to say, and I've known this person my whole life, and I might cry a little bit, and I'm sorry, but his mother was my first babysitter. The number of stories I have with Brooks, I can't conceptualize. Literally, it's hard to, since I was, 3 months old, we've been best friends. And every summer you could not find us at WTY baseball camp. I hate looking at my phone while I read this, but I just have to. T-Bar M, Camp Longhorn, HB Scott's baseball camp, the UP football camp, the Roar hockey camp at Highland Park Baptist Church. That was weird. I have so many stories. We were playing middle school baseball together, and he was the catcher, and I was out in outfield, and ball hit out to me, and I threw it to him. It sounds so bad, God. But I threw it to him, and he tagged the guy out at home plate, and the game ended, and it was just like the most jubilation, just like the happiest moment of my life. And his dad was the coach, and my dad was the coach as well, and I just have so many core memories with this individual, and I'm just like, I'm so blessed to be here with you and to share this, and I can go on, and we lived together in college. Your dad, I love your dad. We would be playing video games, and we'd be in like this little room, and your dad, we'd be like 7 years old playing like Nintendo, and your dad would open up the door and he'd be like, "What are you guys doing in here?" And we're I don't know, just playing video games. And we're like, "David, I know you're in the CIA, or you used to be. You're not fooling anybody. Don't have me killed, sorry." His mother would have us goldfish after goldfish all the time. God, I have so many good stories. Anyways, Brooks has always been just steady as they go. He's always just, whenever I called him, no matter what, I knew that he was going to pick up the phone. I knew that he would be there for me. I know that he would be there for my brothers. I have 2 younger brothers, and Brooks is the only child. And I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, and Brooks was literally another Rice brother. He looked after Parker and Jordan and took care of them, and showed them the love that like they deserve. And that was boring. Let's get back to Alexa. Alexa, you are a pistol. You are a firecracker. I always thought, okay, whoever Brooks marries, like, okay, well, I better like her because I've known Brooks my whole life and he's my best friend. Then I realized, well, she better like me because if she doesn't like me, I'm fucking toast. Sorry for cursing. But I would hate to be on her bad side. But Alexa, you are so beautiful. You are so gorgeous. You're everything that Brooks has ever wanted in his whole life. And what is so amazing about you, Alexa, is your honesty. And that is literally like your biggest blessing. It's just how truthful that you are in the moment. And I'm so gracious and so blessed to know you. And I couldn't imagine anyone better for Brooks. So to wrap all this up, I know I've been talking for a long time, but I love you both so much. And thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your life. You make everyone that knows you that much better, and we are so grateful, and we're so blessed to be in your life. So thank you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
Let's go a little lower.
Hi. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Speak into the mic.
Everybody be quiet and listen. Okay, Tucker's right. You do not want to be on Alexa's bad side. But no, Alexa, I'm not going to embarrass you like that. I only have nice things to say. So people usually get up here and introduce themselves, but if you don't know me, you're probably at the wrong wedding. I could go on and on. Me and Alexa go way back,
blah, 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 blah. Like, she threw me the ball during the name game in 6th grade, but I won't do that. I'll just say Alexa took me into the cool girls group, even though I was a homeschool jungle freak. And that was the start of Hannah and Alexa. Some would say we're the ultimate BFFs. Others would say we're the mean girls. Or back in college, we were the chubby blonde girls. I'd say we've come a long way until it comes to the fights we get in. Those are still the same. Some of you may have witnessed that 2 nights ago. But one of the worst fights was when Alexa put Brittany Hope before me on her MySpace top 8. But not even that could end our friendship. We've both tried and failed. The only time me and Alexa have ever lived in different cities was when she went to college at Mississippi State and I went to Alabama. But even then, everybody was always like, where is Hannah? Where is Alexa? Because we would visit each other every single weekend. Fast forward, post-college, we moved down here to 30A, which is why we're here. And then on to Austin, where I forced her to go on one Bumble date. And she meets Brooks, the love of her life. And now my biggest fear is that he's going to separate us again and move her to Dallas. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not retiring, but there's no one I'd rather pass on the title to than Brooks. So from tomorrow on, it's now Brooks and Alexa, not Hannah and Alexa. Good luck with that, Brooks. I love you both. Cheers to Mr. and Mr. Jones.
My name's Clayton Helbing. I'm one of Brooks's cousins. Brooks and I, Brooks and I were able to share a lot of fun memories growing up together, from celebrating numerous holidays at each other's houses to family trips to South Padre Island, Colorado, Florida. Actually, Florida, where Matthew and I were introduced to hazing. Patrick and Brooks pinned us down and gave us the typewriter. If you know, you know. Good times. But other than that, just sharing our obsession over sports, whether it was playing all the same sports growing up or watching all of our same favorite teams, I think I would rival Brooks's sports fandom against anyone that I legitimately know in my life, especially Texas football, which I always looked up to and have a lot of respect for. But other than that, a lot of great times, and I'm sure a lot more to come in the future. Alexa, it's been great to get to know you over the last couple years. Early on, a lot of them at Timeout Tavern, which was fun. Shout out Timeout Tavern. But no, I think you're the perfect match for Brooks, and I just wanted to come up here and say congratulations. Excited for y'all, and cheers to you.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Abby, or y'all might know me as Abby Doodle. I don't have an embarrassing story or anything like that, but I just want everybody to raise your glass because I'm gonna make a toast. It's no surprise we're all here today. We spend a lot of time here on 30A, from Grayton to Seaside and Alice Beach too. I have to say, Rosemary is the best place to say I do. I say this with a lot of love and just a little twist of lime. May blessings of health, wealth, and happiness follow you throughout your lifetime. Cheers!
And the closer you get into the mic, the better.
Getting close? Hello. I'm Tully Campbell. I first met Brooks the summer going into freshman year. Freshman year was my first year at St. Mark's, and as such, one of my first opportunities to prove myself to the new guys was football two-a-days. Brooks was a hard hitter and a good player, the product of elite instruction at the youth level. He would prove to be not good enough. None of us were. The squad was historically bad. I was quick to identify this fact and became increasingly inclined to designate myself for the injured reserve list. Meanwhile, Brooks is giving genuine effort, leaving it all out on the field, as is his nature. But we were terrible. Smaller and slower than every team we played. Brooks' team-first mentality quickly landed him a spot on the injured reserve with me. Injured reserve was awesome. They would give us an old VHS camcorder. We'd sit on top of the gym and film the practices from above. We spent most of that time laughing hysterically and talking shit about our teammates, coaches, and fans. We would later come to find out that that camcorder actually had a microphone. This was a surprising and concerning note for the guys on IR. Still unclear how long they monitored those conversations, but one day the unsuspecting broadcast team of Brooks Jones and Harlan Burke laid down a particularly spicy commentary. I won't go into what was said on that tape. Certainly some things you can't say today. The school's position was actually that you couldn't say those things in 2010 either. That was a long time ago, but I don't seem to remember either of them getting in any serious trouble for the incident. Just some highly uncomfortable conversations with the coaches. Keep in mind at this point, I'm still in my first few months at the school, trying to get a read on the new guys. I noticed that unlike the rest of the crowd I was quickly falling in with, Brooks was generally well liked by everyone on campus. He had a knack for being involved while also maintaining the respect and admiration of the faculty and class. I mentioned this to Will Perkins, who explained it was because Brooks had won a prestigious middle school award for basically being the best kid. I sensed a sort of I deserve to win that award vibe from Perk's explanation, so I took it with a grain of salt. Fast forward 18 months. The St. Mark's crew is now spending a lot of time with another group of highly motivated self-starters from the neighboring Dallas Jesuit. This burgeoning alliance was a point of concern for some of the St. Mark's parents. Understandable, as the Jesuit guys had been battling unsubstantiated allegations of truancy, vandalism, and recreational drug use at the Slightly Stupid concert. How would this new dynamic impact the young, impressionable Brooks Jones? Of course, he stayed steadfast in his high moral character. He never threw an egg, never spent a night at the sketchy closet, and he definitely didn't know what was in that St. Mark's baseball duffel bag. Now it's senior year, Brooks and I are making what would end up being our final joint trip to the principal's office. As they laid out the evidence against us, I'll never forget the principal said, "Brooks, I'm so shocked to hear your name attached to this." The silence after that sentence spoke volumes. It appeared he was not nearly as surprised to hear that my name was also attached to this investigation. As we left the office that day, Brooks fully acquitted, myself serving day one of a 2-week suspension, I had to think back on that conversation with Will 4 years earlier. What is Brooksy doing that I'm clearly not? So what it actually was is that Brooks is a fun, thoughtful, easygoing guy. He gets along with everyone, and he wants everyone around him to have a good time. We always have. But he's also always had a secret weapon. An awesome mom and dad who are setting him up for success behind the scenes. The Jones are a great family, and I'm so excited to be here this weekend to watch their family grow. And now to Alexa. Alexa is actually a lot more fun than Brooks. She has a great sense of humor and developed an instant rapport with all Brooks' close friends. I think one of Alexa's most endearing qualities is her confidence. I also think it's undeniable that that confidence has worn off over Brooks over the time y'all been together. You two complement each other so well in so many ways, and I know I speak for everyone when I say that we are so excited to be here with y'all to celebrate you guys this weekend. I love you guys. And thank you to the Joneses and the Lintons for an incredible night and an incredible weekend.
Okay. It's my turn now to So I'm just gonna be sweet. I'm just gonna be sweet, okay? So Alexa and I met on our first day of college. You might say by coincidence. I showed up and my dorm room is right next door to her dorm room, which led to us sharing a wall for the next 3 years. But there's many ways that we could have been friends freshman year, so I would say it really was no coincidence. So I soon figured out during that year that Alexa was a person that you'd want on your team and on your side. She's loyal and encouraging, and she basically demands that you are the best version of yourself, all while having a heck of a time. So, over the last 10 or so years, Alexa and all of the Lintons have been so gracious and kind and loving and encouraging to me personally as well. And I've loved to get to know your family, so I appreciate you letting me into that as well. So we don't live as close as we used to. So about a year ago, I heard that Alexa and Brooks and Valita and Jean and Sam and Nicole were all coming to Nashville, and I said, well, I'm coming too. So I drove 2 hours over, and eventually Brooks looks at me on Saturday night and goes, hey, are you going to stay for brunch tomorrow? I said, yeah, sure. He goes, cool, I'm going to propose. So anyways, so that led to me being a part of that special day as well as this special day. I got to meet Brooks's parents. They're great and also welcoming, encouraging. Everybody in this room is very loving and loves each other, and we all have a great time while we're doing it. So I'm glad to be a part of y'all's life and one of y'all's biggest milestones, which is who you're going to be spending the rest of your life with. So if you'll have me, I'll be there for it too. Encouraging you, loving you, and pumping you up whenever you need to, just like you've done for me in the past. Cheers!
Where are they? Oh, sorry. Make sure I knew who I was talking to. Brooksy, put the horns down. I am Brooks's cousin Brian, his Aggie cousin. Happy to be here, celebrate these two. You know, I was going to mention off the top that David Jones made me sign a blood oath before I got here that I would not make any Longhorn jokes. I'm like, sure, whatever. And that I would not make any comments about getting married on Masters Weekend, so I will not bring up those topics. We'll save that for the after party. But Brooks, very excited to be here. Alexa, welcome to the family. Happy to have you. I know we don't know each other real well yet, but look forward to that changing in the coming months and years. So welcome on behalf of our side of the family to the clan. Brooks, I want to give you one piece of marital advice. Been married for about 16 years, and if my wife was here tonight, she'd probably look at me when I say this, and she'd be like, why don't you practice what you preach? But it's something I've learned over the years. Just words of wisdom, okay? Pick your battles. Pick your battles. Okay? Learn just to say, okay, honey. Sure, honey. Great idea, honey. Thumbs up, just like that. Yep. And you will have a happy wife and a happy life, okay? So, but there's one caveat to that. When Thanksgiving rolls around and the Aggies and the Longhorns, I hear, have a game. It's going to be reignited. Yeah. We have a football team still, yes. We didn't spend all our money on Jimbo, no. Hey, listen. So she comes to you and says, hey, let's go to happy hour with my sorority sisters. If that coincides with the Aggie Longhorn game, you need to grow a big pear. A big pear and say, honey, we're going to save that for the Egg Bowl. You guys go to happy hour during the Egg Bowl, get out the cowbells, have a big time, and you're going to watch the game, all right? So stand up, okay? All right. But welcome to the family, Alexa. Thank you guys for having us. Thanks for a great night, David, Shannon, the Lintons, and cheers. Cheers.
Hey, everyone. All right, let's hear it. It was about 15 years ago that y'all have heard of the St. Mark's Jesuit Alliance that happened. Pretty thankful for that happening. Brooks and I were fast friends from that point forward, really. Magoobsville, 4610 Cherokee Trail was a very formative location in not only our friendship, but a lot of friendships here today. A lot of memories gained and lost all in the same evening. But then it was on to UT together. And Brooks, the journey that you made from those first weeks of going to Austin to the product I see in front of me today is truly remarkable. It's a testament to your will and your character. And that's why you're such a good friend. Brooks is never afraid to tell you. Brooks is never afraid to tell you how he feels, and I think that when he's upset, he'll let you know. But the feelings that he'll let you know about the most strongly are those of love and affection. And I know that all of you here have been victim to the poking, the prodding, the shoulder checks. We know it comes from a place of love, Brooks. Like, we know. It hurts. It does hurt. You're a strong boy. Especially after he's had a few. They get stronger. We do know it comes from a place of pure love. And I think it was about 5 years ago, we were watching March Madness at Lavaca Street. I think Will was there. Brooks just gets up from the table out of the blue. It's like, I gotta go on a date. He caught a couple comments. Some random girl. That girl was Alexa, and 2 houses and a golden retriever later, and here we are. Alexa, you've been another person who's been fast friends. One reason for that is there's nobody in the world I like giving shit to more than Alexa. One, because she can take it, and two, because she'll fire it right back. Right back, immediately. So thank you for being a great pal to me and just a perfect complimentary partner to one of my best friends in the world. So, thank you. I can confidently say that one of our favorite activities amongst our friends is going out to eat. It's kind of what we do. There's always, whether it's Donata, Lavaca Street, Birdies, you name it. There's always that point in the night, though, like you never know what's going to happen when you're at dinner with them, but I never get embarrassed. Ever. Whether Brooks's eyes are kind of shutting a little bit, you're like, oh no. Or you're like, God, she's getting pretty loud. We need to get him out of here. It's always a pretty good time. I just want to say cheers to the Joneses and the Lintons for having us out on such a beautiful weekend in a beautiful place. And thanks to you two for what feels like just a never-ending cache of memories that I look forward to sharing with y'all for the rest of our lives. So cheers.